Welcome to JWL Sports, where we review all the best sports clips from around the country. Right now, where we speak, talking about if Tua Tagovailoa can steal the MVP from Lamar Jackson. This is absurd madness and absolutely positively not. Before I even hit play, let me just tell you, no. Lamar Jackson has actually beaten teams worth beating, okay? The Miami Dolphins and Tua have not. They beat one team with a winning record. One team, and they didn't even play well. That was more about about the Dallas Cowboys losing that game than the Miami Dolphins winning that game, okay? I am not a Miami Dolphins hater. I am not a Tua hater. I am rooting for Tua. I am rooting for the Miami Dolphins. I like them. I like their story. I want to see them do well. I want to see them succeed. But we have to be real here. They have not beaten anyone worth beating yet. They just haven't. So right now, if they actually play well against the Ravens, that will tell you something. That will tell us all something. That will. But I truly believe in my heart of all hearts, and I try not to make predictions because I don't believe in them, but I believe we're going to watch this game and we are going to have a similar experience as the 49ers. Not that it's going to be a blowout, but it's going to be the experience of the Ravens are clearly superior. Lamar Jackson is clearly superior to Tua. That is what we're going to take away. We're going to take away and say, wow, Tyreek Hill is so fast and so good. Waddle, all of this, some of the movement and the play calls are great, from the Dolphins. That's great. But it'll be clear that Lamar Jackson is him and Tua is just not. Maybe one day, maybe in the future, sure, but not right now. And again, I want to emphasize, I am not a Miami Dolphins hater. I am not hating on Tua, but they just have not shown us anything true yet. I am a firm believer in that you have to prove that you are elite and you are a true contender before you're crowned that. I mean, we've seen this again and again and again of us crowning champions only to never become champions. So, that just is what it is. So, let's get to it right now. Let's see what that kind of nonsense they have to say here.
Tua Tagovailoa, he is third. James, I'm going to say a thought. Let me know if you disagree with the thought.
Talk to me.
I believe that Tua Tagovailoa can steal the lead for MVP from Lamar Jackson this weekend. And it's not going to take something crazy. All it's going to take is Tua playing like he played against the Ravens last year to take MVP. Remember last year against the Ravens, Tua Tagovailoa had a miraculous comeback, threw 6 touchdowns, 469 passing yards. If Tua plays the exact same way against the exact same opponent and the exact same quarterback and the exact same coach, then he will steal the MVP lead from Lamar Jackson. He already leads the league in passing yards. If he goes off and goes crazy once again, he'll likely be up there with the leader in passing touchdowns. He can steal the lead in this oh-so-pivotal race for MVP.
What an absurd statement to make, because last year has nothing to do with this year. Nothing to do with this year. Under this logic, the team that won the Super Bowl last year is going to win again the following year. So comparing what you did last year means absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Throw it out the door. You are a completely different person. You're a completely different team. You're a completely different everything. Even if you have the exact same team, identical team, it is different. It is different. Ask anyone in the locker room. It is not the same thing. You are playing different opponents. You are calling different plays. Your energy, your practice. Have you ever seen Groundhog's Day? Okay. What made that movie so unique and interesting, really the moral of the story, not the moral story, but what a big part of the movie was, is that even though the main character was living the same day again and again and again, his experience was still different. Even when he did the most identical thing, because part of that movie was that he was trying to hook up with women and stuff. Even when one of the things he did worked to make the one girl, want to hook up with him and fall in love with him or whatever, if he then did it the exact same thing again, when he relived that moment, it didn't work, because you can't capture the exact moment, the exact timing, the exact experience twice. It's just not possible, okay? So what Acho just said is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. I mean, it's just so stupid. It's so stupid. It doesn't make any sense. Bringing that up is so absurd. It doesn't make any sense. And if Tua makes a big comeback and does what he did last time he played them, I will sit here and eat crow. I will shoot down a crow and I will literally eat it on camera because I'm just like, I'm so confident that that will not happen. I'm not saying that Tua is not going to play good or that it's not going to be a good game or that Tua and the Dolphins can't win. Of course they can. But referencing, like, it's just, he's painting such like an absurd picture that just makes zero sense. And if you're noticing my hostility towards Acho, it's because I think Acho is one of the most absurd people in all of media. And he drives me nuts.
I don't like what you just said because you got to vote. and I don't. No, I'm kind of with Joy on this one. I'm tired of.
This is why MVP votes don't matter. This is why MVPs don't really matter. If someone like Acho has a vote, Lord help us.
Making this MVP of all these different people. It's a two-man race right now.
Who the two?
It is Lamar Action Jackson, and it is Josh Allen. Josh Allen already beat Tua, number one.
Yes, sir.
Josh Allen is on pace for 50 touchdowns. Let me say that again. 50. Tua got 20-something. I ain't know, 26, 29. He got 20. He's on pace for 50 touchdowns, and he beat Tua already. So for me, if Lamar drops this game, because I know a lot of people, especially when you vote, you want to go to stats and all that, and Lamar Jackson's stats ain't blowing people out of the water, it's only Josh after him. Josh Allen has took his team from out of this wild card to, if Lamar does win, he could win the division with 50-plus touchdowns. So this here is a two-man race. For me, it's Lamar if he handle business, and if he don't handle business, it's Josh Allen right behind him, and he will be.
That's such a good point. And the Bills' schedule has been absolutely undeniably harder, and the Bills have better wins than the Dolphins. Again, I've said this so many times now, but you have to emphasize it. It matters. Miami, I'm sorry, it matters. You haven't beat anyone good. The best team you beat were the Cowboys, and the Cowboys are just not that good. They're definitely not good on the road. That's a fact. That's undeniable. And again, the Cowboys lost that game. You didn't win that game. You didn't cause the fumble on the 1 yard line, okay? Like, Dak Prescott and the Cowboys lost that game. You did nothing to win that game convincingly. You just didn't. Okay, Tua looked shaky. The Dolphins as a whole just looked shaky, and that game easily could have gone the other way. Easily. That's any unbiased fan can see that. Okay, I'm an Eagles fan, and I know the Eagles could have lost to the Chiefs. The Eagles could have lost to the Bills. The Eagles could have lost to the Cowboys that first game. I'm not just saying those are tough, gritty wins. Yeah, they were tough, gritty wins. And sure, the Eagles pulled them off, but I'm also well aware that it easily could have gone the other way. What I'm seeing in the comment section for the Dolphins is that they're saying those were gritty wins and they made it happen. Yeah, not really. Just not really. So this is where you rise to the occasion. If Tua is truly an elite MVP quarterback like you say he is, then he balls out against the Ravens. Look what Lamar Jackson did against Purdy and the 49ers. People were saying that Purdy was the number one, was the MVP, and that the 49ers were the number one team. Lamar came in and said, nope, not today. And he did it when he was on the road. This is the exact situation that the Dolphins are facing the Ravens. Tua and the Dolphins are going to Baltimore, and they're going into the Ravens' house, and the Ravens are considered to be, the front runners to win the Super Bowl. It is a near identical situation right now, okay? And I said in that situation, I think Lamar Jackson's going to ball out, and that the 49ers and Brock Purdy are going to look not as good. I didn't think it was going to be a blowout, but I did say that I think when we watch that game, it'll be clear that Lamar is superior to Brock Purdy. And that is what happened, and that is what I believe will happen in this game as well. I think Lamar Jackson will prove to be clearly superior to Tua. It's not that I think that Tua is going to have 4 interceptions and just completely burst like Brock Purdy did. But the truth is that the Dolphins have just not been anyone worth beating. I'm sorry.
Be able to answer those questions week 17, 18, whatever we're going to be when they play the Dolphins.
Is there anything Tua could do? Because if Tua does win, now he's
not to win this MVP.
12-4. tied for the best record in football. He would have just beaten the best team in football. Leads the league in passing yards. Josh Allen would lead the league in touchdowns, but Tua has his own league. Is there something that Tua could do to win MVP?
There's nothing Tua could do, in my humble opinion, to win it. Obviously, you could put him in the conversation, but to win it, I don't think there's nothing he could do for me. So for me, it's Lamar or Josh.
Fair.
Point blank, period. I don't know if there's nothing he could do because he ain't throwing 30 touchdowns. Like 50? Like, I don't know. Like, Patty Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers and them was in like the 40s. 40, like
Pat's first when he threw for 50, but his second
MVP
40,
year.
And Aaron, not a lot of picks like Josh, but 40-some touchdowns. Josh about to be on pace for 50. Bro, that's crazy.
Jays can't even get it
I
out.
can't. Like that's crazy. And not only that, his team gonna have 11 wins.
His play overcame the drama.
Correct.
And y'all know how I feel about Josh. I'm not on the roller coaster, but 50 touchdowns and your team's got 11 wins and might have a chance to win the division.
You're trying to get an express pass.
Ooh, no, not express. I'm a one-time rider if I get on that.
Joey, where do you stand? Can Tua steal the MVP lead from Lamar?
Sure. At this point in the MVP race, anything is possible. 2 weeks ago, if you said Brock Purdy wasn't the MVP, you were ultimate hater. There was nothing that could be done in the history of the NFL. And then he throws 4 picks, and now if you even mention his name, everyone flips out. So I'm going to find out when the voters let me know who the MVP is, because week to week this conversation has changed. At one point it was Dak Prescott, and you just hated the Cowboys if you said Dak wasn't it, and then it was Brock Purdy. Now it's Lamar. At one point Tua was. We're still having conversations about Tyreek. Of course, we can't forget CMC. So we'll find out at the end of the season who the MVP is. There are things that can happen in this game to make Tua the lead for the MVP. If he throws for 6 touchdowns and over 400 yards, and Lamar has a bad game, and they beat the Ravens, who just beat the other best team in the NFL, yeah, that's going to be the conversation, especially because Lamar doesn't have these spectacular numbers. Now, I think Lamar should be at the front of the MVP conversation, but to say that he can't steal it, like, every week it's different, so I can't.
6 touchdowns?
Yeah, did it last year.
Against who?
Ravens.
And this defense, I think, got this year?
Only person that was missing was Roquan. Now, Hamilton got better. Hamilton was safety then exclusively. Now he's nickel. But against the exact same Ravens.
But, like, we wouldn't have guessed that Brock Purdy was going to throw 4 picks.
Correct.
We thought they were going to lose.
Yeah, me and you.
I didn't think he was going to throw 4 picks.
Acho, you see how I got quiet?
Hey, y'all.
I mean, we did.
Where were you at? Can Tua steal the MVP?
Oh, by the way, I just realized
Well, so listen, I'm not even going to get into the conversation of whether or not Tua is going to throw 6 touchdowns. I mean, I swear, if he throws 6 touchdowns, tell me what you want me to do in the comments and I will do it. Let's make a bet right now. Let's make some wagers. Whatever you want me to do. If Tua throws 6 touchdowns, make it kind of, make the bet PG-13, and I will do it on camera, okay? Lock it down. Absolutely, I would do it. You have my word. But yes, that's all I got for you for this one. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps with visibility and the algorithm, and I would greatly appreciate it. And definitely please consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community right here, and I really think we can build something really special, and it's been so awesome so far, and I would absolutely love to see you part of it. I read all of the comments. I'm very engaged, and I really think we can do something great here. So if you think what I'm saying is amazing, let me know. If you think what I'm saying is the dumbest thing ever, also let me know. Either way, let's have some fun. Let's get into some discussions. Let's get into fights. Let's do it all. So thank you so much, and see you next time.